Hi, everyone. I hope you're doing well. And I'm going to give it a few minutes. You're going to hear a little bit of rustling in the background. Jeff just got home from work. You can see him back there. He's trying to get the dogs to calm down a little bit. I don't know if it's working. Anyway, so I think we have our audio fixed for the Q&As, and I think I have the video fixed for the Q&As. So I'd like to do that first before I get into the questions, and I think KS already has a question, so I'm going to answer that. So can you let me know if you can hear me and if you can see me okay? And of course, can you see and hear? Well, probably can't hear Jeff. He's not talking, but you can hear the dogs back there. Or at least I think so. Okay, good. John says it sounds good and looks good. Okay, great. Perfect. There goes George walking behind. All right. So, hi, KS. How are you? And hi, Craig. Good morning, John. Hi, Dawn. Hi, Larry. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody who's celebrating this upcoming week. Hi, Dawn. How are you? Hi, Jane. Good evening. All right. So, KS says it sounds good and it's in sync. That's good because I thought I had a little delay earlier when I was testing it out. Hi, Crystal. How are you? All right. So KS has a question on the Ninja Foodie XL. I'll put it up here. And if you can hear my dogs, one of them is drinking. George, slow down. Slow down, George. And he drinks so fast that he ends up vomiting. It's crazy. Okay. On the Ninja Foodie XL Pro Grill and Griddle, I grilled bone-in center loin pork chops, thick cut. So I'm assuming they're over an inch and a half or so. I preheated the on max grill. That's good. Then grilled them on medium. That's good. For 12 minutes, flipping at 6 minutes. They were dry. Did I overcook them? The rest of it was I let them rest 10 minutes. I did not temp them. Did I cook them too long? Most of the time when pork is dry, it is cooked too long. So I would say yes, you probably cooked them too long, which I know seems crazy, but pork cooks incredibly quickly, and it is best to take it off the grill or off whatever cooking surface you're using before it hits 145. So just before, right? I usually take mine off about 140, and then I let them come up, and as they sit, they usually come up to about 145, 147. I think the guidelines are it needs to be 145 for 3 seconds. So if you are really concerned about making sure that it hits at 145, you can take them off at like 144. They definitely will continue to rise in temperature. And even if you take them off at 144 and they get up to 150, they should be fine. It's when they get up into the 155, 160, that's when they're really dry. So I know you didn't use a thermometer, and I'm not always one for using a thermometer. I don't think you have to cook with a thermometer, except when you're cooking pork on the grill. I think you do, especially with pork chops, just because you want them to be cooked perfectly or they're going to be dry like they were for you. So that's my answer on that one. I would definitely use thermometer. And I recommend for those kind of things, a probe insert. You don't want to be poking your meat too much when you're cooking it. And that's any kind of cooking, like any process, any cooking process, grill, stove, oven, whatever. You don't want to keep poking it and then remove the thermometer, because what happens is every little poke hole releases juices. I don't know if you guys have ever cooked chicken and you like poke it to temp it, and then you take the thermometer out, the instant read, and then you get all that the juices and then the little gook that kind of gets right there. So I don't recommend doing that. I will temp towards the end, usually once. And I've been cooking a long time, so I kind of know, and I hope that I don't have to pull that thermometer back out. But usually I'll just leave it in, and then I'll remove the meat and just leave that instant read right in there. So if you're probing at the end of cooking and your food is done, you don't have to keep cooking. Take it out with the instant read in there, and you'll avoid losing those juices. But if you're going to be monitoring something frequently on the grill or whatever cooking surface, I recommend a probe thermometer that you can just leave in, and then it'll read the temperatures. And a lot of them are unreliable, but I'm going to be sharing with you guys a new product that I just got, Jeff, that I just got from ThermoWorks, right? I always get these companies mixed up. There's two companies. Jeff, do you remember which one I use?
ThermoWorks.
Is it ThermoWorks? Okay. And they're my preferred brand for thermometers. They're just incredible. That's all they do, right? And they're incredible at it. And it is very, very reliable. And the wireless and Bluetooth does not cut out like so many do. Okay. So there we go. That's question number one. And happy Thanksgiving, Larry. Larry is wishing everybody a happy Thanksgiving, and same to you, my friend. Okay, let's scroll on down here and see what we've got. Hi, Melba. Hi, Juliet. Oh, and Juliet made the cranberry sauce. That's a cranberry, or I don't know if you made I don't have a cranberry sauce. I have a cranberry apple chutney. But whatever cranberry sauce you made, even if it wasn't mine, I hope it's delicious. I do have a cranberry sauce recipe coming out, but I just can't get it out before Thanksgiving this year. So I'm going to put it out, before Christmas, because it really is good. But I don't know if people really serve cranberry relish or cranberry jelly on Christmas or not, but I'm going to put it out. It'll be ready for next year. Oh, good, Crystal. I'm glad to hear you're feeling better. That's wonderful. Juliet says tomorrow is to brine the turkey. Yep. If you're brining your turkey, tomorrow's the day. Make sure that turkey's out of the freezer too, everybody. We're running out of time for that. You want to definitely plan on 3 days. We're down to 2. Okay, Colleen. Hi, Louise. Did you happen to write down the timing and any instructions for the turkey you emailed about the other day? Would you send? Thanks. Yes, I will, Colleen. I thought about that earlier today, and I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot to email her with the details. I know you're not on Facebook, so I wrote it. I did write it in my my possible cooker group, and I will get that information to you, and I will email you probably tomorrow, because when I get off here, we're going to make dinner and stuff like that. So yeah, definitely. And it turned out great. So yeah, I was really happy with the turnout. Hi, Leanne. How are you? Hi, Ed. How are you? Thank you so much. I appreciate that. That means the world to me. And I hope you're doing okay. All right, let's see. Jeff Colleen says hi.
Hi, Colleen.
He's like just a head in the background, right?
I can hide.
Crystal. Okay, this isn't a question, but I'm gonna tell her something. I love cranberries, so I love cranberry sauce all year round. But I'm sad they only sell fresh cranberries seasonal. But cranberries freeze beautifully. In fact, I don't need any cranberries. Jeff got me like 4 bags the other day, and then I ordered some from Walmart. But today I ordered 6 bags to put in the freezer so that I can test recipes for next year. So get your cranberries, what you need for this year, and then get extra for next year or for all year long, because they last and they freeze absolutely beautiful. I just freeze them straight in the bags, and then you can thaw them, or you can just cook them from frozen, whichever you prefer. I usually just cook them from frozen. Hey, Kat, good to see you. I'm waving with my left hand. That's weird. Okay, this is a good question. Matt, how long do I smoke the turkey in the wood fire grill? Time and temp, and I have a probe. Okay. That is going to be really difficult for me to tell you, because I don't know the weight of your turkey. Number one, the first thing I would do is make sure that it fits. If it doesn't fit, I have a video of showing you how to do a semi-spatchcock. So it's not full laying flat, but I do take the spine out, but it still sits up, and you can still stuff it with, your aromatics, if you're using oranges or lemons or celery or carrots or whatever, and then you can smoke it. But the time and temp, well, the time depends on the size of the turkey. The temp that I did, I'm trying to think now what temp I did. I usually tend to go on the low side, so I probably did 250 or 275. I know there are some guidelines out there that say don't cook poultry lower than 300 degrees Fahrenheit. But really, that is because you need to get up to a certain temperature within a certain period of time. And that time is usually 4 hours. And you need to bring your meat up to, I think it's 140. But I didn't have any issues with that. So I'm going to look real quick in my recipe program because I never did get this recipe on the website. And I don't know why. I did it last year. I'm not sure. I just missed it. I just didn't put it up. So let me see if I can find what I did because I usually take copious notes. Of course, this will be the time I didn't, right? All right, I've got turkey breast. No, that's not it. So no, I probably didn't. I have to look at the video, but there's a video on YouTube. I can link to it. Let me just look at this other little notepad I have. Smoked turkey. No. My goodness, I can't believe I didn't do it. But anyway, let me find it real quick and I'll just paste it in there. And then you can look at that video because I'll go over everything I did pretty detailed, I think. Ninja wood fire, smoked turkey, salted pepper. Let's find it. Okay, got the link. Let me see if I wrote it in the. Nope. I didn't do any of it. Okay, I'm gonna post that in the link in the chat for you. Okay, Matt. And if you have any other questions, feel free to email me, louise@thesaltedpepper.com. Happy to answer them. Oh, John says, think I'd rather pickle myself with alcohol than brine the turkey. Oh, I think I know better. Oh, goodness gracious. Great, Ed. Great. Ed says he's doing fine using the Ninja Foodie all the time. Thinking about the Ninja Combi for just me, it might be great. I do love the Ninja Combi. It really is nice. I haven't used it as much because I kind of got hooked on the Possible Cooker Pro, and I've been doing a lot of things in there. But I love the Combi, and everything that I've done in it has turned out great. So I do like it. It's such a great bread maker. I mean, it's so amazing at making bread. I don't know if you make bread, Ed, but it's amazing at that. It's a great air fryer too, and it's got a nice space for air frying. And it's small enough, so it is probably best for just 2 to 4 people. It's not something you're going to cook a huge family meal in unless you're doing like a one pot spaghetti. So it sounds like it's going to be on the small side, and that'll be good for you for your smaller portions. Hey, Joni, how are you? Oh, Crystal, thank you. Louise, I just wanted to tell you that I'm so proud of you for getting recipes out through the week. I know that's something you wanted to do, so just want you to know it's very much appreciated. Thank you so much. Jeff actually bought me something, so I might try it out tomorrow. I might get that cranberry jelly out tomorrow, but I don't know. I don't want to make promises that I can't keep. And I don't know if anyone will make it on a Wednesday before Thanksgiving, but maybe you're not, people aren't celebrating till the weekend or something. So maybe they would. But anyway, he got me this thing and I can put my phone onto it and it gives me the light that I need the phone. And I guess I can hit record. I don't know anything about this stuff. I can hit record and I can record myself cooking the jelly jam. And then probably part of it would be just me doing like a voiceover of what I did. It would be a quick video, not like one of my longer, really teaching kind of videos, be a quick one, but at least I would get it out. Right. So, I might try it tomorrow. We'll see. Anyway, and Colleen's talking about cranberries. I saw her message or her, comment. I don't know why I can't think tonight. Her comment earlier. I always get them after Christmas when they're on sale for real cheap and freeze them. I made the mistake, Colleen, of waiting till after Christmas last year, and they were gone. They were done. They were over, like sold out. So I'm not doing that this year. I stocked up. Kathy, how is your one remaining chicken? Oh, I know. Gosh, it's so I'll tell you guys that story real quick. She is holding her own. She's in the garage right now. It's hard for me to tell whether she's eating and drinking enough. I do believe she is eating and drinking. She keeps knocking over her water bowl. I don't think her eye is missing. I thought her eye was missing at first, but I don't think it is. She's very skittish. So just to give some background on this, Jeff and I have gone through about a month of something terrorizing and killing all of our chickens. And we really thought, because we put cameras up, we really thought that it was the raccoons. They can be vicious, Although usually they only attack if they don't have food. We know the raccoons were eating the chicken food. We noticed it going missing quite a lot, more than our chickens would ever eat. That's what kind of prompted this. But we weren't having chickens dying or I mean, occasionally, that's how it goes, right? They're out free ranging. Occasionally something will get them, but not like this. This is like a daily occurrence now. So Jeff put up a whole lot of reinforcements around the fence. I mean, we've done all the way it's supposed to be done, where we dug the fencing, the little hardware cloth way underneath the coop. I mean, we've done all that when we set up the coop. We haven't had any problems in years. Well, never really until now. So we were monitoring it and watching it, and everything seemed to be going okay. And then it was like every day, either a chicken was missing, no signs whatsoever, or we found feathers outside of the coop. This is when they were still free ranging. So we made the decision, I don't know if hindsight, was always 2020. We made the decision to not allow them to free range, but concentrate our efforts on securing the coop even more. Jeff has string up, because just in case it was an aerial predator, which we did not think it was at that time. We do now, but we didn't then. He put string up. So like there's string going all across the coop, right? I mean, not like tightly woven or anything, but we thought that would stop if it was an aerial predator. No, it does not. And then just one by one, one by two, two by two, the chickens just got picked off. So, so now we have one, and she was attacked. She was attacked the same time somebody else was attacked, right? So we found her. We never found the other one, just a few feathers, which again leads me to believe that it's happening in the daytime, and it's happening, and it's something carrying them away, because the way Jeff has it, it's like Supermax prison. Okay. Like there's no flipping way that a raccoon is carrying, or any animal is carrying out a chicken from this coop. There's just no way. The raccoons can get in because they're very dexterous, and they are just amazing little animals, but they couldn't get out with a chicken. There's just no way. So now we pretty much know it's aerial. So we've got to just do some things. So no more chickens for us until we know that we have that secured, because, we feel horrible about it, obviously. So the one chicken, it is living, and she's not injured too bad. I think it's her psyche more than anything. And I'm really concerned because chickens are flock animals, and really she should be with other chickens. So I may see if I can rehome her, if and when she recovers. But tomorrow we're going to start doing some outdoor yard exercises, so to speak, with me, of course, present there in a different yard. We're not even going to go back to that yard yet. We're going to do it at work where I have a fenced in yard, and get her out and just see how she does, see, how she's doing, like mentally, because she's scared to death when she doesn't know I'm around. And she shouldn't be fearful of me, but she's fearful of everything. When she doesn't know I'm around, she's a lot more active in the setup that we have her in now. And then when she knows I'm there, because I'm talking to her and stuff, she will kind of huddle to herself at first. Then she sort of starts to kind of warm up. She knows I'm not a threat. So that is the story. That is how she's doing. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Jeff, Ed said, don't look now, but there's a man drinking beer on the sofa behind you. That's hilarious. Now, Jeff just got up, so he's not behind me now, but that's so funny. Okay, Matt says it's 10 pounds. So 10 pounds for your turkey. I wish I could remember off the top of my head. It wasn't as fat. I mean, it wasn't as long as I thought it was going to be, though. So take a peek at that video, and I'll try to go through the transcript of it too. If you want to email me, louise@thesaltedpepper.com, if you don't have time to watch the video. Okay, my throat's getting dry. Okay. Okay, Colleen. Quick question. Louise, I plan on making your pumpkin bread pudding tomorrow ahead for Thanksgiving. Do you think I would be good lining the Possible Pro with parchment paper? You don't need to at all. I haven't done it, so I don't know how it would work. But you don't need to because it literally just lifts up. Let it cool in the pot after it's done. Let it cool for 10 minutes or so. And then it just literally lifts up. I mean, there's really no reason to do that. My only concern with lining with parchment paper is, will the egg mixture sort of leak underneath? It will impede the bottom cooking, but I don't think that would cause any issues either. I mean, I think using parchment wouldn't necessarily cause baking issues, but it isn't necessary. Now, if you want to do it, but it isn't necessary. Okay. Hi, Krista. How are you? Okay, so Kat says, so I was in Walmart picking up a few things for my motorhome. I found a Possible cooker, but it's a small one. Had no idea they made smaller ones. Have you seen them? It's not the Pro version. Yes, I've seen them. It is, what is it called? An everyday cooker, I think. Unless it actually says Possible Pro cooker, I don't think it is the Possible or whatever they're called. Possible Cooker Pro, I think, is what mine is. It might be the Possible cooker every day or something. I don't know. They come up with so many different variations of these appliances. It's hard to keep track for sure. That has totally different functions. So I don't really know anything about it, unfortunately. So I can't really tell you if I think it's a good deal or not, because I don't really know. I know it's got like a rice and pasta setting, which ours don't, but you don't need them because steam works great. And of course, with pasta, you could do sear saute or something else. But yeah, I don't know anything about it. So maybe if somebody in the chat has one, they can pipe in. Hi, Jay Hensley. I don't know if I said that right. I doubt it. How are you? John says the video clarity today is fabulous, or I've been away too long. You haven't missed too many. All right, great. Pressure cooking the roux has been a changer for me. Awesome. Yes. Now, I saw that you say you love smoked turkey and love smoked stuffing too. So I don't know if you have the Ninja wood fire, but you don't need the Ninja wood fire to do this. But you may be interested in smoking butter, which is my recipe that I just put out yesterday, I think. It's on my website, smoked butter, and I use cold smoke, but you can use low heat too if you don't have the ability to cold smoke on your smoker, if you have a smoker. But what made me think of that is the roux. So use smoked butter to make your roux, and it's great in so many things, just to give that little hint of smoke flavor. So wonderful. Hey, Sherry. Sherry has the Ninja Crispy. I don't know anything about the Ninja Crispy, except it's an air fryer with its own containers or something. I know nothing about that. So I mean, I know you're not asking me a question, but maybe you could talk about it a little bit in the chat, like tell people what it is if you're liking it. I just don't know anything about it, really. I'm not planning on getting it because I have so many air fryers. Oh, Melba, I'm going to get to your question in just a second. Can you pressure cook a quick meatballs appetizer? Okay. So yes, you could. The issue is going to be whether or not you have thin enough liquid. So a lot of times, depending on what the appetizer is, but a lot of times with a meatball appetizer, you're mixing it with some sort of a gravy or a jelly, like, what is the grape jelly one that is like from the 70s or 80s, and I love it. I absolutely love it. I grew up with it. Mom made it all the time for holidays. I forget what they're called, but it's like sweet and sour. It's like chili sauce and jelly. That would become too thick too fast, so it wouldn't be good for pressure cooking. But you could pressure cook your meatballs for sure above the liquid, and then quickly make your sauce. So if you're making homemade meatballs, you certainly can pressure cook them. Yeah, I thought about that, Colleen, as you were saying that to me, to get the whole bread pudding out and not in pieces. Yeah. This is what I was going to do, but I didn't have time. I wanted to get that video done and out, so I didn't have time. But I was going to take the way that it like comes together. And I know that you can, like, I could cut it in half and get a half of it out easily. No issues whatsoever. Does not break apart. I was thinking about putting a tray on top of the pot and doing a flipperoo, you know. But like I said, I don't think the parchment's going to impede the cooking process. I think you'll be fine. I'm just wondering whether the eggs would. I mean, you're going to have to. You might want to stir it outside of the pot and then put it all in on top so that the bread has time to absorb the liquid from the eggs and stuff instead of doing it all in the pot. That would probably work better if you're going to use parchment, I would think. But I don't think it's going to impede the process at all. And the temperature should not be a problem for parchment. Well, you might want to check that. I don't think it would be, though. Thank you, Krista. Thank you so much. Okay. Yeah, it says possible cooker. So I think it's possible cooker every day pot or something like that. You know, I think that's what it is. Sear, saute, slow cooker, rice, and pasta. Yeah. I would hold out. I don't know how much it is, but if you're thinking about getting one, I would get the bigger one. I would get the one with sous vide. And the reason being is that, like, the Ninja pots, this gets so confusing too, because it's also Ninja Foodie, believe it or not, Ninja Foodie Possible Cooker Pro or something. But the Ninja Foodie pressure cooker and air crisper, one that I have the most recipes for, the sous vide does work fine. It works. I've never had any issues with it, but people have had temperature fluctuations, like taking longer to get up. Not so much fluctuations once you start cooking, but taking longer to get up to temp than what it says when it says add food. I have never had any issues with the Possible Cooker Pro, and it holds the temperature beautifully. I mean, it's really, really nice for that. So I feel like, because you can get them at Sam's for, like, I don't know, let's just say $90 or less, and it comes with the rack, that it's probably a better deal than the smaller one in the long run. But space is an issue too, right? So if you don't have the space, you don't have the space. And you can also get them, I think, at Kohl's. They're on sale for $99 now, the Pro, but it doesn't come with a rack. So if you have Sam's Club, that's the way to go. Hi, Christina Holloman. How are you? All right. Crystal, don't know if you ever have, but I made cube steak and gravy in my pressure cooker the other day, and it turned out so good. Yes. I've done something kind of like a cube steak, but not exactly. But yeah, it turns out so nice in there for sure. And Kat says that smoked butter. That's right. I know. It's amazing. Larry, no worries. Don't read this. That's so funny. All right, Colleen, I made a pound of fresh butter today to add to our Thanksgiving table. The Kerrygold is too high right now, and I usually buy that for holidays. Homemade is always a lovely addition. It sure is. And it's so easy to make, right? But the price of cream, my goodness gracious, the price of cream is outrageous. Okay, Liz, got some questions. Hi, I've been following you on YouTube. I have the original 6.5 quart foodie. Just started using my fryer, had it for 2 years. I need to know where to find those accessories. I want to make popcorn. I saw your wire basket. I can't find one. Please help. I'm new to my air fryer. Sorry, I'm behind. No reason to apologize. You don't need any accessories for making popcorn. The picture shows it in a wire basket because that's just what I put it in to do the picture, but you do it right in the pot. So you don't need anything for that. If you sign up for my email list, then I will send you, I have a what's called a 7-day welcome series, and it actually goes through all the accessories that I use. Now, some of them might be outdated because I haven't really updated that series in a while. I really need to put that on my to-do list, but my to-do list is longer than the Santa Claus list, right? For the world. Yeah, seriously. But I do have it. I mean, I'll show you what types of accessories I use, and most of them I still do use. Some of them you just won't be able to find anymore. So get onto my email list, Liz. That's probably the best thing to start off with. And then you can always email me too if you have any questions. I'm not the quickest to respond. Okay. I'm not the quickest to respond to emails just because I have so much junk to go through in the email list every day. But I do respond, but I don't always do it that day or even the day after. All right, let's see here. All right. My husband and I can't decide between a smoker turkey and a spiral ham. Any inspiration? Well, oh gosh. Smoked turkey's so good. A spiral ham's different, but the one I do have a recipe on my website for a ham that I did it around Easter time. That's almost like what's that name? Honey baked ham?
Yeah.
It's a slow cooker recipe, and then you finish it in the oven. I think it's slow cooker. I don't remember the details, but I think it's slow cooker. But I don't use a spiral ham. I don't think. I think I use a regular ham. Spiral ham can be tricky to reheat. You probably want to reheat with like steam or something like that, since they're fully cooked. If you're in the U.S., which I would think a spiral ham would be in the U.S. I don't think they do that in other countries uncooked. That would be weird. But I don't know. Both are so good. I'd probably go with the turkey and do the ham at Christmas. Okay. Oh, Kat, this is a good point. Is there going to be a New Year's Eve party this year? I think Jeff is off work. I really do.
I am.
Okay. So yeah, we're going to do one, but we're also doing something on Thanksgiving. And this is something that Jeff, if you were in the Tasty Tuesday last Tuesday, he off the cuff just said, we're going to go live for a happy hour. Somebody Raven asked us if we were going to do any more happy hours anytime soon. And Jeff says, oh yeah, we do one on Thanksgiving. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, after I cook and clean and all that stuff, we'll do it. No, we're going to do it. It's going to be fun. We don't have a time yet though. Jeff, what time do you want to do it? Do you want to just do the 7?
Let's just do 7.
Okay.
First.
Okay, so we'll do 7 o'clock. It'll be Central Time, 7 p.m. Central Time, Thursday, the 28th, Thanksgiving, and we'll just go live. We'll have some cocktails, and we'll just chat with anybody who wants to pop in and say hi. Nothing formal at all. Well, not that anything I do is formal. Everything's laid back, but you know what I mean. Okay, Joni, so how would you pressure cook cube steak? I love it, but normally do it low and slow in an electric fryer. It depends on how you want it, but usually cube steak, you want to really tenderize it, right? So look up my Swiss steak recipe, Joni. That's going to be the closest. I don't remember the times off the top of my head, but it's Swiss steak, and that should give you all the details that you would need. I think it's like 25 minutes, but I sear it, and then it's not actually cube steak, but it's similar enough. But I sear it and then I pressure cook it. And I think I pressure cook it right in the little bit of liquid, which I use to make like a sauce in the Swiss steak. So yeah, go check out that recipe. Dawn, no worries. You don't have to join in. Nobody has to join in. It's Thanksgiving. I want everybody to be spending time in the holidays with their family and friends and all that kind of stuff. But Jeff and I we have him, but we don't, we're here in Tennessee. So we're just going to be hanging out by ourselves. So we figured we would just hop on. If people want to stop in and say hi, they can. If not, we'll just have a couple cocktails by ourselves live. That's all. No big deal. Hi, Joe Girls. So I just found the best way to eat day-old buttermilk biscuits. Slice them in half and toast them up. Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes, that sounds good. Happy Thanksgiving, Roseanne. How are you? All right, let's see. Michelle, that's a good question. Best go-to appetizer recipes for the holidays. So it's funny. I spent a day and a half, well, day and a quarter putting together a little reel. I am so technology challenged. It's pathetic. Putting together a little reel of my five, they're not my favorite necessarily, but they were five recipes of appetizers from my website. I don't even remember what they were now, but this is my recommendation. I have tons of them on my website, so you can go there. But I always recommend when you're going to do appetizers for the holidays is pick, and depending on the size of your crowd, but definitely pick a mixture of cold and cold make ahead and warm recipes, because you don't want to be stuck with a whole bunch of warm recipes. It just gets too chaotic, even if it's a small gathering. So pick some cold ones and warm ones. As far as the best too, gosh, I wish, Jeff, what's my best appetizer recipe?
Oh, jeez. Any of the cheesy dips, I guess.
Yeah, go ahead.
Maybe do onion rings count as an appetizer?
No, and they're too complicated for Thanksgiving. I said it. Everyone says that's a long process. You're not going to be wanting to fry up, bread up, batter up, and air fry onion rings during Thanksgiving. That's something you do separate. But you could make them ahead and then air fry them. But still, you don't want to be doing that. You want them to be done. Stuffed mushrooms are great, I think, because you can make them ahead of time, and then they really only take a few minutes in the air fryer, and they're good eaten like as they sort of cool down a little bit, so they don't have to be a real hot appetizer. Some things they'll lose their crunch, that kind of stuff. Oh yeah, that's a good one too. The shrimp one is a really easy one. Make ahead. Shrimp cocktail appetizer is delicious. I also have a shrimp dip. That's really good. Super easy. 3 ingredients. Like, I didn't make it up. It's not my own invention.
Did you make meatballs, like toothpick meatballs?
I have an Asian meatball recipe. I've never done the ones that are like the grape jelly and stuff, but those would be good too. Gosh, I'm trying to think. Well, I'm going to be making my own port wine cheese for Thanksgiving, but I don't have a recipe for it. I'm just going to kind of try to see if I can figure it out, because we don't have port wine cheese here. Like, every once in a while we can find it, but not usually. The buffalo chicken dip, Crystal, that would be a good one. Yes, absolutely. That's on my website. Michelle, I'm going to get to your question because I think that's awesome. Oh, Kat, do you know that I have pretty much that recipe on my website, but I do it all together? So it's like a cheese ball, but oh my gosh, yes, that is a fantastic, and it's so odd. I don't even remember where that inspiration came from. I think, was it Pampered Chef or something? I don't know. I don't remember. Okay. Michelle says, do you scrape the gills on mushrooms before stuffing? I do. Make more room. I do. Yeah, I do. Hey, Bob. Happy Thanksgiving to you. Oh my gosh. Yes, soft pretzels are a hit. Oh my gosh. I do have a recipe for soft pretzels on my website. They are easy to make, relatively speaking. If you want to make homemade, you make the dough and everything, but it's not as complicated as making bread. However, I would say you have to make them the day before or the day of. I would not make them like a week in advance unless you froze them. They would be okay that way. But I'm so upset that I did not get out my apple beer cheese dip in time, and I didn't. And it's amazing. And it's amazing with apples or pretzels. And it's so easy to make. And you don't have to use beer. You can use apple juice if you don't drink. It's really amazing. Gosh. But I'm going to get it out later. I don't know if it's going to be out even before Christmas, because now I'm running into Christmas recipes. So it's like I have more ideas than I have time, and I get things tested out. And by the time I think they got my rubber stamp of approval, to go further. Sometimes I have to put them on the back burner. So yeah, that apple cheese is so good. And it's super easy. It takes like 5 minutes to make. All right. I have to make the pretzels the day before. They don't make it to the holidays. Yes, that's a good point too. That's a good point too. So Michelle, it's the same recipe, but it uses apple beer instead of water and different cheeses. The cheeses, so yeah, I mean, I could tell everybody if you go to my pretzel cheese dip recipe. Of course, it's a little late if you don't have the sodium. Is it citrate or citrate? Citrate, citrate. Jeff, is it citrate or citrate?
I don't remember.
I never remember either. Citrate, I think, but I never remember. I always doubt myself and I always say the wrong one. So anyway, if you don't have that, it's too late to order it. Like, and I don't think stores really sell it, but it is amazingly easy and it never clumps and it stays at room temperature. You'll still have nice flowy cheese. It's really amazing. And I can't remember what the cheeses are in that. Let me see. Gosh, I can't remember. I think because when I made it, I think it's Monterey Jack and something else. Might be white cheddar and Monterey Jack. Wanted a nice melty cheese. Let's see. Yeah, Monterey Jack and white cheddar. So that is an incredible recipe. Happy Thanksgiving, Gigi. All right. Hi, Dad, the veteran. How are you? Okay, good. Now, I'm going to give you the secret. Okay. So everybody in this chat is going to have I'm going to copy and paste the recipe. Hang on a second. If I can here. Now it's literally, you have to go to the website to see how to make it. But I'm going to, because Michelle, you have to put these spices in there. Like it's not going to be the same if you don't. And it sounds so bizarre. All right, here we go. Okay. Let me cut out that. I'm trying to get it into a better flow, but I don't know if it is. So this is a double recipe for it. Oops. Well, I just messed that up. Let me see if I can. Oh my gosh. Okay, let me delete it and then I can't edit it. So let me delete it and then put it back. I didn't have the stuff in the right order. And it wasn't spaced right. Because I'm just taking it out of my recipe program kind of thing. But these spices in here, they sound so odd, but trust me, they're so good. All right, here we go. Now we're going to try it again. Hey, Robin, how are you? All right, there we go. That is the recipe for the apple beer cheese. And why did it not do it again? It messed it up again. Well, I don't understand that. Oh, well, I'm sorry. It's just going all in one line instead of being separated out like a recipe. Well, this is why I try to get things formally written up because they mess up like that. But anyway, that's all the ingredients. So sodium citrate or citrate. I wish I could remember citrate. Jeff, can you look that up for me? Maybe it'll ingrain in my head. And I'm a nurse. I used to say it right all the time, but ever since I started cooking with it, I don't say it right. And then I messed it up the entire video last time and got called out on it several times. Like, like you're saying it wrong. Okay. Citrate, John says. Okay. Sodium citrate. What is it? It's kind of, it's a natural thing, but, oh, look. And then Michelle is saying citrate and citrate. So now we still don't know. And it could be Australian is citrate and US is citrate. I don't know. So Michelle's saying citrate, Jeff, and John is saying citrate.
I'll Google it.
All right, Jeff's going to Google it. We're just going to see what Emma says. Emma says, because there's a thing called Emma says, right? Anyway, yeah, both are fine. Anyway, so I can't really, I mean, it's sodium citrate. So what it does, I can tell you what it does in cheese is it changes the molecular structure and prevents the cheese from splitting and clumping and stuff, which happens when you make cheese sauce without a roux. You know, the roux helps to bind everything together. I'm sure you've made, you know, if you try to just melt cheese, just plain cheese. Citrate. Okay. I'm going to try to remember that. Citrate. Citrate. Okay. So citrate, John, sorry, that's Australian. All right. Science. I love science. Yes, Michelle. It's so the thing is that you have to, you don't listen to anybody online but me about this. Okay. And I'm not even kidding. And I'm not saying that to be like, I'm amazing. They're all wrong. Like they had me ruined. So, because this is not a secret thing. Chefs do it all the time. But every recipe I found online, oh my gosh, I would try it and it tasted like salt lick, like it was all salty. It was terrible. The amount that you need is very small. Where do you get it? Amazon. I ordered it on Amazon. Citrate. I'm going to keep saying citrate. Oh my gosh. Yep. So John's saying it depends on where in the world you're from. So technically both are right? So, and I don't think it's a big deal. All right, I think we got to the end of the end of the chat there. That was a good little one. Citrate. I'm going to try to just keep it in my head here. I'm going to find it on Amazon and I'll link it. Let's see. Sodium citrate, food grade. And I've had my bag for a long time and it works fine. I'm going to try to find the one I have because you know I bought the cheapest one I could, right? It doesn't look like they have the kind I have. Doesn't look like they have the one. Or worse, maybe I put mine in a different thing. All right, well, I'm looking here for the best deal here. I think this is actually the one. No, it doesn't say I bought it before, so it's probably not. But it's going to work for you guys. And it's the smallest amount. I'd, with a brief search, obviously do more search, you know. But anyway, there it is. Let's just put what it is here. Sodium citrate. Okay, there we go. All right, there we go. Sit wrong. Okay, I'll try to remember that. Citrate, sodium citrate. All right, I'm being a fool now. All right. So, any other questions before I say goodnight to everybody? And I hope everybody has a great Thanksgiving. Like, oh, I'll tell you what we're menu. I think somebody asked what we were doing for Thanksgiving. And I kind of went into the fact that we're doing happy hour, which we are. So we'll be live on Facebook and YouTube. But we are also having Thanksgiving dinner, but not turkey. We're not doing any of that stuff because I've already done it. Jeff's already had Thanksgiving dinner. He took it to work because I was testing out recipes and things. So I've got plenty of turkey. In fact, we're having turkey sandwiches tonight. So we're doing leftover stuff from Thanksgiving. So we're doing an air fried pecana roast. I think he wanted my company mashed potatoes. So I'm going to make those. I think I'm going to do them not in the foodie this time. I'm going to do them differently to see how they work in a different appliance. I think I'm going to do the Possible Cooker Pro or the Ninja Combi for those. So that way I can jot down how I did it and I can update that post or do a new post with the different appliance. And we're going to do maple bacon Brussels sprouts, which I don't have a clue how I'm going to make those because I've never made them, but that's what we're going to have. He wanted key lime pie. I mean, weird, right? He wanted key lime pie. So we're going to have key lime pie. Good night, Craig. And I'm making port wine cheese. So like, except for the company mashed potatoes, we're not doing anything. Like I'm doing different things, trying out different things. Because if the maple Brussels sprouts turn out nicely, the maple bacon ones, then I can do that as a recipe for Christmas. So yeah, that's what we're doing. And then I want to make a cherry cheesecake. Little ones though. I want to make little ones. I like little desserts. And I'm trying to find my egg bite mold because I want to try to see if I can use that. But I can't find it anywhere. It's been so long since I've used it. I can't find it anywhere. I'm really surprised. So anyway, hey Liz, happy Thanksgiving and happy birthday to Liz on Thursday. And yeah, if you can pop by the live, please do. We'd love to see you. Anything else? I'm trying to think. Jeff, are we having anything else? He's making bacon right now in the Ninja Combi. I can smell it. Yeah, the port wine cheese. I'm excited to see how it turns out. I made it once before, years and years and years ago, but I didn't write it down, right? Turned out pretty well, but it's a tricky little one because you got to get the flavors just so, right, to be good. Miniature lemon meringue pies. Oh my gosh, that sounds amazing. I should have asked. Oh, you know what? I wanted to ask everybody this, and I should have done it in the beginning, but I didn't. So anyway, oh well. Good night, Leanne. So I have a question for you guys. When you're looking for recipes online, if you look for recipes online, because some people do, some people don't, are you finding a lot of websites that are basically just crap? Basically just crap. Like the pictures don't match what the food is. It seems like they're maybe AI generated or anything like that. Are you guys running across that at all? If not, you're very lucky because I have spent countless hours. These websites are they're stealing they're not really stealing my recipes. And this is not just happening to me, it's happening to a lot of people, but they're not just stealing my recipes. What they're doing is they're scraping my content from my website that I spend a lot of time on. And then they're putting it through AI. And they're like changing it around. So the recipes aren't going to work. Like they're not going to work. But the other thing they're doing is they're stealing my photos. My photos aren't even that good. And they're taking them. That is against copyright. So I am in a fight over this with many websites. So I'm going to look in the chat to see if you guys are just running into that, or with Facebook. Like Facebook, what is going on with Facebook? Everything is follow this, follow that, follow this, follow that. And they're all accounts I would never follow because they're all fake accounts. They're all fake recipe accounts. It's so crazy. Oh, Terry, you're so sweet. Terry says, I haven't noticed that. I go right to your site. Yay. Terry's my cousin, so that's good. I'm glad to hear that. Good, Juliet. That's good. Well, that's what I was going to say is find the people that you trust and just if you want to make a recipe from somebody you haven't seen a lot of, because obviously, you don't want to just make recipes from 2 or 3 people, right? If you're creative, you want to go and look recipes you haven't made before, and maybe your favorite creators haven't done that. It's fine to find those recipes, but look for people who are well established. Look at their about page and things like that. Pay attention because these are criminals, like taking advantage of everybody, me and you. And you're going to hear me talk a little bit more about it. I'm going to try not to shove it down anyone's throat or anything. I'm on the backside, the back end behind the scenes, doing some work to try to get it to stop. It's like whack-a-mole though. You get one website down, then another one pops up. So it's crazy. But I am definitely taking this kind of under my wing, and my friend from the Tasty Travelers, Lauren, she's been a victim of it too, and she just I think she spent 2 full days, probably more than 20 hours, really dealing with it, and it is a waste of our time, but we have to do it or it will not stop, right? So I'm trying to put together some things that will make it easier for us to track, identify, and then go after these websites. So it's just very, very upsetting. Um, so Shosley, I saw that the Chamorro called Latia. That sounds so interesting. I would love to try it. If you want to email me whatever recipe you use, um, I would love it. I love trying new things. John, you're sweet, but that's not really, I don't really lead the way with recipes. I don't think so. I mean, maybe Ninja Foodie, pressure cooker, and air crisper, like I do the recipes. I did them first, pretty much. So it may be a coincidence. I mean, I did basic recipes too, but I don't lead the way with the recipes that I'm talking about, like right now. I'm talking about somebody looking up, beef stew in a crock pot, right? I'm not going to come up for that. You're not going to find a recipe. So if you want to make a crock pot type of beef stew, you're not going to find me, if you're doing a Google search. So I certainly don't lead the way in that way, maybe with Ninja Foodie, but not with all these other things. And I don't consider myself leading the way. I just make the recipes I love and then share them with you. If other people copy them, that's up to them. But as long as they change things enough and don't steal my photos, for Lord's sakes, it's crazy. Hi, the King. How are you? Liz says, thanks for the info. I thought something was wrong. There's a lot of things. There's a lot of upset in the internet world. And again, I'm not going to go too much into it. I want to get a better, whole big picture, but there are groups of people who own probably 25 websites. So let's say there's one guy and he might own 15. And then his friend Joe might, well, it's probably not even Joe, but his friend, whatever his name is, or her name, owns another 5. And then they're all under an umbrella of a name, or maybe they're separated. It doesn't really matter. They get monetized very quickly through Pinterest. Pinterest is a big problem. Not Pinterest the company, but Pinterest for these scammers. They figured out that they can steal photos, make pins, link to a crap website, and still get enough traffic to qualify for ad revenue. So they're making money off of other people's content, and they're not providing you value, which is my big upset. I mean, it's one thing to steal from me, but what really upsets me is the fact that they are pretending to be somebody they're not. They've never tested the recipes. They've never made the recipes. They lie through their teeth about, oh, I just made this recipe and it's the best recipe in the world and blah, 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 blah. And if you want to check it out, here's the link. And then they might link out to a reputable blogger's website, but they're still getting the traffic initially to their website. So they're earning money. Then you have to click over to the other website anyway. And they never made the recipe and they have no idea if it's any good or not. And that's one thing that you won't see on my website too often, although there's nothing wrong with it, but you won't see me linking out to other recipes. And I made that decision early on when I first started, not because I don't like other bloggers, but I didn't make the recipe. So how do I know if it's any good? I'm certainly not going to say, oh, go check this out. I hear it's great. Why would I send you that way? I will just say, if you're looking for this, if you're looking for make a gluten-free version of my recipe, I will just say, go search for a gluten-free version of XYZ. I don't usually link out unless I know the recipe. Not even if I know the person behind the recipe. I want to know the recipe. I want to make sure it tastes good. Because, I figure it's my referral for you guys to go look and find a recipe. I want it to be good. So I'm a little funny that way. But, you guys already know I'm a little funny, right? Oh, goodness. Thank you, Robin. I think I'm losing my voice here. There's a troll in there. Okay. So I don't know. I think John might have taken care of it. Because I didn't see anything come up, but, often notice that. Joker Cole said they left Facebook this past February. I wish I could. Obviously, I can't. I've got a pretty big audience there. I've got a lot of groups and stuff, so I can't. But I don't participate on Facebook anymore as far as personally. Like I don't do anything with my personal account because just it's just worthless to me. There's just so many people that they're just terrible people. That's all. But anyway, the Duck Dynasty cookbook. That's the only one I have. I don't cook from cookbooks, obviously, because I create the recipes myself. So I mean, I might have a couple. I might have a couple of cookbooks. I do have cookbooks. I have a whole shelf back there, but I don't cook from them. I don't ever use them. They're just things my mom's given me over the years. You like to cook, Louise? Here's a cookbook. I'm like, Mom, I don't use a cookbook. It's okay. I've got tons of them. Of course, I used to use a cookbook when I was younger and before, I started to learn how to cook. I always used a cookbook. Best thing for a sore throat is a cup of tea with lemon and honey that's used to wash down a healthy shot of rock gut whiskey. That's right. Oh my gosh, that's wonderful. A cuppa. All right, guys, I think we're going to go now. Jeff, the bacon's done, so we're going to make turkey sandwiches with homemade bread. I made the bread in the Ninja Possible Cooker Pro too. I couldn't believe it. It browned and everything. I mean, like it's sandwich bread, so it's not crusty or anything like that. It's a sandwich bread, but I was shocked, absolutely shocked. All right, it's 8:01. We got through this one pretty easily. It's good. Hey, Aaron, I don't know if I said hi to you. Happy Thanksgiving. And Jeff, people have said Happy Thanksgiving to you.
Oh, thank
So
you.
Jeff can say,
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Did George ever pop in?
no, I'll be sleeping because it's the middle of the night in Scotland.
Oh,
Okay. You want to wave goodbye to everybody?
Can you see?
All right. Oh, yeah, they can see you. All right.
Dusty
He's
says
back
hi.
there.
George says hi.
He's
Al
back
says
there.
hi. All the dogs say hi.
All right. All right. Have a good Thanksgiving, everybody. Hey, Barbara. Happy Thanksgiving. Have a good Thanksgiving. And if you want to, you can jump on the live on Thursday. Again, nothing. We're not doing it. It's not really a Q&A or anything. It's just a happy hour. I don't even know what we'll talk about, but you know me, blabbermouth. I can always find something. All right. Bye, everyone. See you later. I can't end it. I told you.
End it?
I'm